coffee energy drink might not have been the best idea for this episode. I'm freaking hyped.
Hey, how you doing? Long-time caller, first-time listener here.
Fine, hooligans and renegades. Another episode of first-time listeners upon us. As promised, we are finally going to do the money game saga from Ren. So this episode, we're going to do, I think there's like a 0.5 and then a 1. So we're going to do that. And yeah, if you've missed the recent content, go check that out. If you're into figures or books, there's videos for you. I've done 2 figure unboxings and figure reviews or whatever. And then also talked about a book adaptation that is happening that I'm very excited about. So go do that. I don't know. And also go check out the other Ren videos that have come out lately. It feels like the views have dropped off substantially. And it's one of those things that if people are asking like, oh, how come you're not doing these videos or whatever? I have. You just, for some reason, you haven't seen them. So, make sure you check your subscriptions page on YouTube and all that. Sometimes YouTube's weird. Doesn't let you know that, uploads have happened. Also, if you're subscribed, click the bell. You'll get notifications for when I upload. So, I guess that's it. Let us get into the songs, as it were. Little sunshine. Okay. I'm not seeing the 0.5 that people said was here. So I guess we're just gonna do the first episode for now. Yeah. Alright, well, Money Game Part 1. Let's do this.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strive, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A pull chain to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns.
I like the imagery. It kind of reminds me of his High Ren video. Not obviously he didn't have like a cloak and all that over his head. With the rope wrapped around this guy's neck, but then it seems like it's been cut, and he was like winding it up and everything. It kind of, in a way, it feels like, and even what he was talking about, like the higher ups, in a way, they like to, they get their just dues, or not just dues, but they get to like hoard all the wealth and everything. And then it feels like the lower class, we always have these like ropes around our neck, and then him like severing it, and then like educating this person in the chair. It's kind of like, I'm going to cut this rope. I'm going to tell you the way things are, and hopefully that frees you. Could be wrong, just the way I'm interpreting it.
But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, rain, rain. A storm it comes our way, and those who rise to distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
Good time to pause since he was like, stop. I do like how it, saying like it's easier to blame instead of putting the mirror to ourselves, because as people, that's just what we do a lot of the time. We want to find somebody that we can put the blame on, instead of looking at ourselves and being like, okay, what did I do in this situation? it's honestly, it's not applicable for every situation. A lot of times there is somebody that is the cause of it. But when it comes to like, you know, the different classes of people, the rich people will always look down on others who don't make as much as them and go, whoa, you know, I made it, you know, how come you're not? You just want to buy all this other stuff and do this. When in reality, that's not the way it works. Most of these rich people come from rich families. They, you know, were given these things or given a head start in life. It doesn't matter sometimes like how much a regular person can work and, you know, oh, pull your bootstraps up, all that dumb shit. You can't buy houses for like 50 grand anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you can't buy a lot of things anymore, especially like nowadays. The cost of living has gone up, but we're still making money down here. You know, I don't know why that's such a hard concept for people to grasp. Maybe my interpretation is wrong.
Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate, when they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say badly through gritted teeth, that's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech.
Love that line. Well, those lines. Dear Mr. President, everybody's a resident. I am like, oh, I love that because I'm so tired of like, especially what's going on in the States right now. Like, people who have lived there in their entire lives, have documentation or whatever it is, are just being scooped up, and it's all like, oh, we're fighting against the immigrants or whatever. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. That is not what you're doing at all. And even the whole, like, I'm allowed to hate because that's my freedom of speech. You have these people nowadays where it's like, they always, so many people like to always just put it on like one side of like the world in a way, or like the political stuff, whatever you want to put it towards, where it's like, oh, well, like, I'm allowed to hate you. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. But if you guys say anything about us, then like that's a problem. I'm exercising freedom of speech. You're just being like a hater, or you're trying to spew hate, or you're just trying to like, oh, you're being a little snowflake or whatever. You know what I mean? No. Freedom of speech doesn't work for just fucking one side of the spectrum here. If you don't like something and you voice that, you're allowed to. That's freedom of fucking speech. Wow, this coffee energy drink might not have been the best idea for this episode. I'm freaking hyped.
But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourself. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a...
Yes, I'm pausing it again, because that is some other shit. Look, it's June. It's Pride Month. It's also Mental Health Month. It's also, at least in Canada or Turtle Island, it is Indigenous History Month. All of a sudden, like, especially like in the recent years, oh, well, we have freedom, so I'm allowed to call you a racial slur, a homophobic slur, a transphobic, you know, I'm allowed to say whatever I want. Or like, God, if you do that shit, fuck you. That's my message to that. And if you feel that's a little harsh, fuck you. Honestly, I don't like racists. I don't like homophobes. I don't like any of that shit. Why do you care what somebody else is doing with their life? Get over it. It's not your life. God.
a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent. I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon...
I'm so glad he said that, because so many movies depict the like Anglo-Saxons or the Saxons as like with like English accents and stuff. The Saxons was a West Germanic tribe.
On the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak, our opinions aren't our own, and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 a storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Yeah, I figured he didn't.
This old money game.
Okay. For a second, I was like, is he stabbing him? But no. That's interesting. Not very subtle as he turns around, just, oh, fuck. Like, I don't know, it's almost like he's realizing he's continuing this cycle of, like, violence and everything. And it's interesting that he drew eyes on there because with firing squads and, like, all this other stuff, there's, like, a theory that, like, the reason you'd put a bag over somebody's head, whether you're hanging them or whatever have you, is because it's harder to have empathy or like think of them as a person because you can't see their face, where him drawing the eyes on that, like the mask or whatever you want to call it, you still have like a pair of eyes that you have to look into before you kill this person. Okay, I really, really liked that ending. We are going to talk about that for sure. Okay, so the ending there with him pouring the gas on himself and then pulling out the Zippo, that has been used as, in a way, like kind of like sacrificial suicide or like a means of like protest kind of thing. It actually, I think a month or two ago, someone else actually did that as like a protest to what's happening in Palestine and everything. It's a very, very powerful image. It's a very, what would be the word? interesting, fascinating, because like the mindset of the person. But that is, yeah, that's a really, I don't know if a lot of people are going to catch that, because that ending it like that after talking about, like the immigrants and the hatefulness and like all this other stuff, and then to end it with like that type of imagery, if people know about it, then I hope they caught like what was going on. It's him saying like, I basically, I will set flame to myself to, bring awareness to this and to remove myself. Like, it's almost like in a way, like the flames of my death will spark the lives of others, kind of thing. Yeah, that was a really good song. That was a good video. I'm definitely excited to check out the other ones, especially if they're on the same level as this one was. So yeah. Whew. I have a feeling this episode is going to probably upset some people. I don't really care, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. If in any way you're trying to defend like racism or hatefulness just to other people living a peaceful life, not harming anybody else, and you want to try to defend that, and you're upset by this episode, I don't really give a shit. But either way, I guess it's kind of weird to say all that and then we're doing this outro. But people who get it, they get it. You know what I mean? I don't really need to draw it out and explain it all. But remember, even though there is a lot of hateful shit, especially this month going on, you're worthy of love. You're worthy of kindness in this world. Don't let all these other people tell you who to be. You know what I mean? Like, you are beautiful the way you are, and we need you in this world. Stay undefeated against the bad days. Every day you thought was going to be the one to break you, you woke up that next day. Keep it up. We need you here. Okay? Now, all my quiet kids, freaks, and weirdos, for the love of everybody, keep being weird. Kick Keaton, I love you. Be good. Please.
Crying shame, the pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed the game that lets this whole world burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game.